Hello friends, today we are going to talk about preparing for Comic-Con when you are attending as a creator. So me, back again with another one of my long-form conversations. I'm finding these to be extremely helpful as I prepare for this convention, which this video also happens to be about. My guest today is Shaundra Ruff of Ruff Stuff, fun, flirty, and feisty femme art. You may remember them from such videos as Best Friend Roasts My Writing.
Okay.
Didn't they?
Call in, please. Let us know if they got like half human, half rhino, and then they have like this big schnoz, and then they have like a pot belly, and then they're just kind of got those stupid paws and shit.
Stupid paws.
And they're just like, well, I don't know what to do now. Burp, burp.
That would be you if you were an animal.
That would be me. I'd be like, I would be morphing into Shrek. And I'd be half Shrek though. Half donkey?
I don't like this concept.
I really like this.
I don't like this concept at all.
Vote in. Ask us if you want to see me as Shrek.
Yeah, my mind kind of hurts when I go back to that. Anyhow, you will get a fair amount of witty or not so witty banter with Shaundra and I, but I think you'll also get some interesting insight, tips, and tricks about attending a comic convention when you're going there as an artist or a writer. So without further ado, let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about conventions because you and I both know way too much about them. And I think that we are the appropriate experts to dive into this because how long have we been doing conventions now? Like I've been doing them my entire life, and you've been,
I don't know,
like,
since 2012.
yeah,
2012.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think about that.
Because the first one I've been to was Calgary, actually. That was
Okay.
the first Comic-Con I've ever been to. I was never at C4 before that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and now we're going to Calgary again.
Exactly. it's it's a cycle of life. It's a cycle
Yes.
of life. Yeah.
It's a shit cycle.
Yes, the shit abyss.
Shit abyss. So, Mr. Leahy, not another night of the shit abyss, please.
The shit abyss. Mr. Leahy, not another night of the shit abyss, please? Fuck it.
So,
Fucking shit abyss.
so I know for conventions, comic conventions, they can be this sort of amorphous thing. A lot of people attend them like as fans, but they don't always see the artist or the writer side of it. A lot of them don't even know like who's there, who's involved, because some people just go to see the celebrities. Some will hit up exhibitors, so like people selling merchandise, but there's also, there's Artist Alley, there's art guests, there's obviously comic guests. So
And there's different varieties of guests, because it's like they have the special guests, and then they have featured guests, and then they have the other guests, which is like the leftovers.
the bottom tier guests.
Yeah, exactly. Laverne is not a bottom tier guest.
No, he's not.
So that's nice.
Yeah, so if anyone watched my sprints, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, with Laverne Kondraski, who is also my father. He is a comic book colorist and writer, and he will be a guest at Calgary Fan Expo this year, and he'll be across from us, and we'll be in Artist Alley with the plebs.
Oh God.
Who have to set up before everyone else.
And apparently show up 2 hours earlier, which we are not doing.
No, we can touch base on that. I
We're
feel
not
like
gonna-
when you sign up for a convention, especially if it's at the beginning, and I say this as someone who has run conventions, which I know this is an unpopular thing to say, because when you're running a convention, you want people there on time, and you want that guaranteed, and you want to make sure that they've gone through like their whole sign up. What do you call it when registration? You want to make sure that everyone has gone through registration, because understandably, like, it is a headache. It is horrible. So if you want to know why a convention
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, like I have run registration before, and it's brutal. So if a convention is asking you to be there early, that's why. They want to make sure that you're through registration. In our case, since we have done this 1,000,001 times, we are going to be setting up the day before and going through registration the day before. So we will not be showing up at the show 2 hours early, because we'll be done We'll be
Yeah, I
finished
don't
that.
want to fuck around at the table for no reason.
Like we're gonna be there half an hour before the show, and I think that is completely reasonable because we're not gonna hold anyone up, and
also I need
hectic.
Also, I need time to get drunk before it, so
we're not getting drunk before
if
it.
I
That's
have to
not
deal
allowed.
with you people.
I need time to make sure Shaundra's not getting drunk before it. So with Artist Alley, where we are, since I mentioned that briefly, basically that's the whole segment of the convention with artists, which is not the guest artists. So my dad is a guest artist. He's invited. He gets a hotel room. He is fully invited to the show. Whereas people like Shaundra and I pay to be in Artist's Alley. And it's also like awesome exposure. We're directly across from his table, so it's very close together, but it's sectioned off, so people know that he's a pro guest. He's got work with DC and Marvel and everything like that, whereas we're in the indie side of things. So if you're an indie creator, you're going to wind up in Artist Alley, basically. Yeah. And it's a fun place.
I mean, I've never been. This is my first year. So
you haven't actually.
No, I've never have you?
Of course, yeah, tons.
Okay.
Tons,
so how is it for you?
So I've never made much money at the show, and the problem is, like, I've been having table space since I was 14, I think. So when you're 14 and you're selling your original art, like I've done this at anime conventions and at like regular comic conventions, and my art was not that good. It was not that professional. So I would get a table and I would have my stuff there, and I would be like, buy my original stuff. And the only time I ever made money was when I did fan art, because then people knew what I was drawing. So in the past, like I've never made much money, but this time around my stuff is polished. I have proper things that I'm promoting. I'm promoting my, video game writing. I'm promoting Explory Story. I'm promoting actual novels that are going to be released, and stuff like that, and my YouTube channel. So I feel like it's going to be better. But you've been behind the scenes, because you've been at all these shows. You've gone with Laverne and with me, and we've hung out with, like, at C4, the convention that used to run in Winnipeg. We knew everyone there, so we would go there and we would go behind everyone's table. So we were behind the tables all the time, and you sort of see the vibe of it. You see how everyone's behaving with their sales spiel and everything like that.
Also,
right?
I've done like a fuck ton of markets.
So. Exactly. So you have a lot of experience there, and it's really not that different, except there's there's a lot more cosplayers and furries.
And I don't understand, like, I don't really cater to them, but they tend to always want to go near me.
Shaundra has, if you are a furry or furries, maybe you can explain this.
Yeah, because I don't know why. I don't sell anything that caters to them, but they always just come towards me.
Even when you're not selling anything, we'll be putting on the
and then okay.
Yeah, so Shaundra has helped me with events I've put on for conventions in the past, and we'll just be at the show, or we'll be at the club after putting on an event, and then there will just be a circle of furries around Shaundra.
I'm telling you, it works every time.
Every time. Shaundra's a furry magnet. So
so call me for your furry parties. If you want furries to come. Like, you don't even have to be a furry. If you want furries to come, just hire me to be there and stand in a park, and it'll work.
Hire Shaundra as a furry magnet.
Yeah, I'll just stand alone in a park, and we'll see what happens.
And Shaundra will run away after, because that is too much human
energy.
Contact, too much energy. But you'll have the furries.
Yeah, so there you go.
The furries,
you don't need me anymore. You can e-transfer me at lynnruff89@gmail.com. Again, that's lynnruff89@gmail.com. Thank you very much.
Got to get that dollar. So if you are interested in attending the Cosplay Furry Fest, how would you sign up for Artist Alley? I figured we should go over that. It's kind of the same with every convention, honestly. You're going to find an application page on the convention website. Usually they don't open them as early as you would want them to. Although Calgary opened pretty early this year.
They did.
Yeah, which I was really happy with. I think probably because they wanted to make sure they were going to have exhibitors and stuff for like with COVID going on. They wanted to make sure
Right.
they had a show, right? Because when did we wind up signing up? That was
a couple months ago.
yeah, like 2 to 4 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good. And you'll just have to sign up. You'll put your business name, you'll put your website and stuff like that. And generally you're gonna get in because you're buying
You're
a
gonna get
table.
in. It's
Yeah.
like really easy. Like markets in Winnipeg, they're really anal. And
Yeah.
they're like very elitist. So it's
Okay.
like you pay $200 for a table, we'll only accept 70 out of 170.
Right. I did run a craft show once and it was very cutthroat. It was way more cutthroat than I expected it to be.
Hey, but I get into them, so it's
Well,
like, ha
your
fuck
stuff
you.
is good. Your stuff is good, so obviously. Okay.
All right, so after that, after you sign up, what do you have to do?
What do you have to do?
Yeah, what do you have
well, I'll
to
tell
do?
you what you have to do.
Alrighty then.
You have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, you have to pay like $400.
Yeah, so we paid $385, total transparency. It is on the website. That is one of the reasons why we are splitting a table.
Yes.
Because I can't afford that. What do you get with your table? Oh, and that is plus GST, by the way. So $385 plus GST. Now, most big conventions are going to cost that or more. So that's what you're going to expect. Like, unless you're going to San Diego, that's going to be like crazy expensive because San Diego is the big one and you're going to have to sign up like well in advance. And
we would sell our fucking nuts off there though.
Yeah. Well, that's huge. Like that's a major
and then
convention.
I'd see the Hernandez brothers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say about we were talking about getting turned down. So the only way you're gonna get turned down, I think, generally for Artist Alley, sometimes if your stuff is really terrible, they are more picky now, but not like I'm sorry. I mean, like, let's say me, when I was 14 years old, I probably would not get into Calgary Fan Expo if I were buying a table there. I don't think I would. So like at this point, so that probably isn't going to happen. But like the only way aside from that is if you wait really long to apply, then you're going to be put on a wait list or something like that. So get in early, pay your money, you'll be good.
Be
and
intelligent.
With that, yes.
Just do what you need to do and I don't know, just have a good time, really.
Yeah, pretty much. With your table, you get I'm just sort of looking off on my other monitor here, by the way. So you get a 6, they put 6 inch instead of 6 foot.
That's not right. 6 inch.
6 inch space. Hey, we paid $385 for a so you get a 6 foot by 5 foot space, which includes one 6 inch skirted table, 2 chairs, and 2 exhibitor passes. So if you are the only exhibitor, you'll be able to bring a friend to help you. If you're sharing your table, that's both your passes. So that's what you get. If you want to buy, there are premium tables and stuff like that. So that's your basic one. If you want an end cap, which is like a table on the end, which is like a more primary spot, that's $975 plus GST. So that's
honestly,
what you're.
I don't think it fucking does it. I don't think it does shit.
You
just gotta wheel them in.
That is the thing. Like it is really about selling yourself and bringing people in. And but I've seen people though, when I was managing helping manage the convention and bringing people in for registration, there were people who like they needed that end cap. They would lose their mind if they didn't get that end cap. Yeah, they would write to us and they'd be like, I need an end cap. And I'd be like, yeah, okay, you got an end cap. Okay, fine. E-transfer me.
He thinks somebody is trying to compensate for something.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I could attest to that for sure. Well, not in that way. I didn't actually see anything, but I've met them. So.
You mean you didn't see any penises?
That's what I mean. Okay. Yeah, I realized that.
Yeah,
that's what
I was just trying
like.
to, just for everyone out there, I just wanted to make her say that so that everybody would understand. what we were
Yeah,
talking
if that
about.
wasn't, yeah, you just had to beat them
I don't
over the
get
head a little
subtlety.
bit. No,
I don't get subtlety here.
you don't allow anyone else to have
I
subtlety.
don't.
Welcome back, Shaundra Ruff.
Welcome me again. I'm the best.
By the way, there's going to be more content with Shaundra because we're going to be filming a lot of fuckery at the convention.
I'm gonna look really hot. I'm gonna meet my boyfriend there.
Your fiance is not going to be very happy with you saying that.
He won't.
No, he won't. So in exchange, I have a little note here. So what do you get for your like $400 something table? Well, at Calgary Fan Expo specifically, there were 95,000 attendees in 2017. So I know that a lot of people talk about exposure being a, like, but some exposure is important, especially when you have stuff you're selling. So you are getting
networking.
Yeah, exactly.
Networking.
Like exposure, I made a video on this in the past, actually. Exposure is not a dirty word in my vocabulary. It's just a matter of what exposure are you getting, right?
Like if you're not going to get paid for 3 years and you're just getting paid through exposure and you live on the street, then it sucks.
And you're not getting like anything. If it's a startup business and they're just saying, yeah, it'll be exposure, your art will be there when we launch our business, like it's not worth it. Like they should invest in you. But if you're getting 95,000 people walking past your sales table, then that's good exposure.
It's a little different.
Yeah. Or if you're getting free ad space, stuff like that, like some exposure is good.
That
I think
equals a little bit of money.
Yes, exactly. So get something out of your exposure.
Please, for God's sakes. And we can see that we are also the two of us today are very Comic-Con inspired.
Yes.
You have your comic blazer on. I have my barbed wire Pamela Anderson t-shirt. Great actress. Excited to see her in Chicago. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Love her. Love to see you, Pam. Love you.
That's our plug for Pam. So now I want to we've gone over sort of the basics. I wanted to get into the more fun sort of anecdotal stuff.
Sexy stuff.
Yeah, which is how do we prepare, and then the experience is what we're going to get into, which will be, talking about the experience of the convention. So how do you prepare? We both have some things to show off to show what we've prepared and what we're doing and sort of our essentials. So I don't know, Shaundra, if you would like to start.
I want to go first.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I just restocked my 6 Sad World pin.
I have that one. It's wonderful.
Okay. It's a terrible resolution, but the letters are glittery. It's from Daria, but it's a feminized version. And then I got and this is only what I have in stock right now. I have plenty more designs coming out. And then I got the I Don't Care pin. That's gold enamel. It's very nice.
You need to do the beauty influencer thing with the hair.
Oh yeah, okay. And then I got oh god, I'm doing a terrible job of this. Barney.
There you go.
It's not focusing.
And
this is
you know what? I'll link all of Shaundra's info in the description down below, so you can see proper photos of everything that they're selling. And then
I got this one. This one's backwards. It says "cries a lot." Okay, and then I'm gonna be saying "and then" a lot.
And then that was from a movie? Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, The Rude Attitude. Okay, this is an iron-on, so everybody, you don't have to sew it. I know how lazy you are. We got the Dead Inside.
I have that one. I ironed it and I sewed it because I'm paranoid.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, and then we're gonna get into some t-shirts. We got the Back Off Raglan tee.
Yeah.
It's very nice. They're unisex sizes because, come on, clothing shouldn't be gendered.
It's 2022.
Exactly.
That's why.
I got a new design. Don't tell me to smile. I might be wearing one of these when I'm there because I really just don't like people. Hopefully it's not covered in like.
They say as we're going to a 95,000 person event.
This is my fragile bestseller. As you can see, it blends in to the pink fabric. I have white and red versions. Let's see. We got the Not Yours. This is a new design. It's embroidered.
It makes me think of candy heart designs.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's actually, I'm doing like a Hate You patch. That's very much candy heart. I also have a t-shirt like that. This is my new trying my best design. Again, it's backwards, so you can't really
No,
see.
it's not actually showing up backwards.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. And then we got the Give Me Attention. Yeah. Because that's me. This is me right here.
And Hambina.
Oh, yes. And then we got this textured
like
weathered vintage back off embroidered beauty right here. I got a couple sizes. Okay. And then we got this new design. It's the sensitive
that one's pretty
design. It's a heather mint. Okay. God, I have so many fucking shit. Trying my best in the purple. It's embroidered. I'm getting sweaty. This was like a Coca-Cola kind of inspired one. It's Always Tired.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, so that's me.
That's me.
That's me ever since I got COVID. Just always tired. Maybe it's the long COVID. Great. I'm gonna die. Okay. Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, we're all gonna die. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
We're all gonna die. Life is suffering.
Exactly. But hey, in between these bouts of suffering, you could at least have maybe a little bit of fun, or at least make some money.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's life is money.
Yeah, life is money.
Here first, life is pain, but if you get money, it's fine sometimes.
So, do you have any more, or was that your main?
That's my new stuff. I don't want to show everything because I have too much shit. And just to let all of you people out there know, out in Slumberland, that I have way more designs and way more sizes than are going to be at the con, but I only have a small car, you idiots. So I'll only have a couple sizes of each. So if you want to go to my Etsy, and I will give you a card, you can get
description down below. Yes,
you can get extra small to 5XL. So suck on that, bitch.
So
don't give me a hard time. Just getting angry.
Shaundra's brand is very inclusive, and they will shove that down your throat until you choke to death.
We know everything.
So you also have an awesome sign, but I don't know if you have that visible.
I do. All right, I'm not going to plug it in right now because
we'll be able to see.
I have other
I love you can see all of the
neon. Yeah. I like neon. But yes, this is Ruff stuff.
It's beautiful.
It's very, very bright.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to put it as far away from your side as possible so I don't blind you.
It's okay. It'll bring people over. I've got it packed away, but I think everyone can sort of picture it probably. Oh, you good? We're doing now. Everyone's gonna say that we copied Frenemies, but we didn't, because we have been talking about doing this since I lived in Winnipeg, which was almost 7 years ago now, long before Frenemies. We had an idea that if we ever attended a convention together, we were going to do a half black and half pink backdrop, because that is sort of our aesthetic, our different aesthetics. So that's what we're going to have. We have a tablecloth as well as a backdrop. So it's going to like merge in exactly like Frenemies with half pink and half black. I think it's going to look amazing. And if people want to tell us that we're copying Frenemies, we liked Frenemies, but we're not.
They're not even around anymore.
Exactly. They're not around. They don't care.
He's not around. He doesn't care.
They're not here. They don't even care.
Exactly.
Jenny.
Jenny.
Sweet berry wine.
Sweet berry wine.
Savage. Hey, if anybody wants to bring me a sandwich when I'm there.
There usually are some sort of hospitality rooms, but they're different, and you aren't going to be guaranteed one if you're buying space. So you might not have one. I know some shows have like a larger sort of hospitality room for Artist Alley and
It
exhibitors. Yeah, like sometimes you have them, sometimes you don't. So like don't rely on it unless you're a guest, because guests will always
with
have a
COVID,
great
you
room,
never
so-
know how it's gonna
exactly.
be.
So and there's usually food on site, so you'll be able to figure something out, and there's
Just
always
get like a
signs
hot
and stuff
dog
like
or
that.
something.
Well, unless you're vegan,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be
Well, is hot dog even? It's just like
it's an animal. It's pieces
like
of animal.
toes and raccoon and
It's pieces
like
of animal.
old boot. It's
Pretty much. Well, no, you know what it is. It's pig anus.
I love pig anus.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna leave that in?
Moving
Are you
on.
gonna leave it in?
Let's talk about the stuff that I've got.
Okay.
So my stuff is a bit more minimal because my goal with this convention is primarily marketing. So my aim isn't to, I would really like to break even, but I've sort of resigned myself to the fact that I might not necessarily. So I've made some fun stickers. I've got Book Nerd.
Yeah, nice.
And I wanted to make some like sort of, I guess, like edgy book stickers, just because every time you see reading related stuff, it's always very like pretty and aesthetic.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm the only
unicorns
one.
and
Yeah, and just sort of like floral things and stuff like that. And I just wanted to make something that was a little more, I don't know. Literary Insomniac is inspired by one of my favorite people.
you see, we're like an exact mirror of each other, because I have nihilistic sayings on mine, but they're flowers.
Yeah.
Whereas you have also
relatively nice stuff.
Nice stuff with scary background.
Yeah.
Like
then I have Books Over Everything. With,
nice.
You know,
yeah,
death.
that's gonna
death.
Yeah.
Death to all of them.
And then this one says talk poetry to me.
That's nice.
So these are like 2-ish inches, and they're all like die cut. They're super, super nice. They turned out way better than I expected. And that's the theme of everything I got, which is really exciting. It all turned out better than I expected. And I also am going to bring some sheets because I've been cutting all of these out by hand.
You have everyone?
Yes.
Jesus.
What else do I have? I got business cards. Now, I didn't get a lot of business cards because one thing I've learned from past conventions, and here's a tip, don't go overboard on the business cards. Like, people are going to grab them, but they're not going to do a lot with them. I never get a lot of business cards. Hold on to some of them to give to people who matter. Like if you're networking, because there's another thing at conventions, like there's going to be after hours stuff. So go to after hours stuff, go to other people's tables, save cards for them, then put some out for people to grab, because a lot of people do this thing, and I am guilty of it, where if they go to a table and they can't spend money or don't want to spend money, they'll go, oh, I'll get your card, thanks. And
no,
they never do anything with it. Yeah. So like, that's the reality.
I give my cards to people who really, really, really want to buy a t-shirt, but they don't have their size. So I say, here's my Etsy, buy it. And 9 times out of 10, they do.
Exactly. So
because they're already interested.
I got 100, and I've just got little
oh, that's beautiful,
and contact info. So yeah, I'm gonna keep some of these for specific people and put some out on my table.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I have business cards as well, but I didn't show them, and I'm sweaty, so I don't want to go up and get them.
So one thing I'm doing this year that I haven't done in past years, because I thought I'm not going to spend money on that, but I should, is having proper packaging. So for stickers, I have little bags, and I got a sticker that has my social media on it. I also got these little stands and a chalk Sharpie that I'm going to put my pricing on, because I don't want to just have a price sheet, because those look
fucking ugly. I never have a price sheet.
So I want to have sort of like a little thing, but I want it to be really cute. And I think these are going to be cute.
I'm not going to have a price sheet because people always ask about my shit. And then I tell them, because my prices change depending on the market.
Right.
Like this market, I'm going to up my prices a little bit. but in Winnipeg, people don't like to pay that much stuff. So I usually go a little lower. It depends.
And I have this that I'm just gonna stick on the table.
Nice.
I'm gonna cut it out
to
though.
me.
I'm gonna cut it out though, so that it's not just like a massive white piece of paper. I've got a little bio about me that I'm gonna stick in a plastic holdy thing. I've got I've got little blurbs about each of my books, so people know what they're getting if they buy a book preview. I have other bags. So I have big black bags for larger stuff with a sticker on it again.
Nice.
So I actually have packaging for people, which is great because also bags are always at a premium at a convention.
Yeah.
So one really good thing to invest money in is branding on bags. If you just like sell bags for $1 at your table, you will sell bags. Like people will buy them. People always need bags.
I always just offer my bags for free. I do have pink bags and they're adorable, but however, I do not have any branding on it. So should I just
I'm giving these out for free. But I'm thinking if someone has a company or they are like really looking for good marketing, like you can get bags that have like logos printed, like custom printed bags and cloth ones. So if you have the money to put into it, get cloth bags with your logo and stuff printed and sell those for like a $1 or $2. And not even like you could get those, that material that they make bags out of at the dollar store. That like not so great stuff, but that'll still hold things because people are going to go around buying merch and they need bags. So if you get that, have your stuff on it, sell it.
I do have really, really, really cute pink bags, like smaller pink bags and big pink bags. So they're not like plastic. They're like really nice. So, and I always use them at markets and people love them.
You could put like with what I did where I just put like a sticker, like you could put something on there that's not super expensive just to get some sort of branding on it. I don't know. Because I just thought I want something. So I went with stickers.
I need to get some stickers. Whoop-a-doodle.
So
whoop-a-doodle.
I guess what else? Oh yeah, and I have these because I'm selling posters. So I just have a whole bag of elastics because why not? I at first wanted to get like backing boards for them, but it was so expensive.
Oh, see, I just put them in. I have plastic slips for all my.
I'm selling 11 by 17 posters, and I was gonna get like a board and a plastic bag. It was so expensive, so I was like, I'm getting this. And I'm getting some bags that they can go in and it'll be fine.
I have those clear candy kind of bags you can get at Artist Emporium. And they're those slips and you can slip them in. And I'm just doing like some 11-14s, but most of my stuff is 8.5 11. So that just goes right into a bag. It's like, you don't need a backing really.
Yeah. I have these for a backdrop.
Oh yeah.
Don't put your finger on it because it hurts. So I'm bringing that. I usually bring scissors and tape just in case. Here's some more merch. I didn't bring out all of my posters just because I have them packed and it was a pain. So these are my so here's A Time When Demons.
That looks like me on the side. Well, before my hair changed.
So I have posters for each of my books. Oh, actually, there's a variety of them in here. I didn't know that. Okay, I can show a couple of them. So these were my NaNoWriMo books. So when I first started out on YouTube, I did this book, and then this past NaNoWriMo, I did this book.
Ooh, what is it about, Holly?
It's a dark academia story. Yeah, so a elitist school with a lot of secrets that the main character tries to uncover when people start going missing.
Is there a communist love story?
No. Are we doing the communism counter again? Is that what we're doing? Is that what's happening? Is that what I have to put up with now? There's Centera and Eternity.
Hot. Who's the woman in the back who's shrouded in mystery?
The shadow? I'm not gonna tell you because it's a mystery.
Well,
I mean, I'll tell you, but like not.
You know I don't like to wait.
Yeah, I know. You have zero patience, zero
Yeah,
chill.
oh yeah. I'm just
Zero
like,
chill.
what are you getting me for my birthday?
And then I got this for your birthday, and like, no, don't tell me.
And I'm like, but you have to know. I can give it to you now.
And these are my main things. So these are my books. You can't tell, but they've got like a coated cover, and they're so nice. They're so nice. I'm gonna put the link to the place that printed them in the description because they're amazing. They're so affordable. Each book, it worked out to like $3. It costs like $3, I think. Yeah. So it's great. They're beautiful. Each one has 5 chapters from the book, and they're all numbered and signed. Can you see this? Yeah. Yep. So like 1 of 25. So it's a limited
what if
printing.
somebody gets one?
Then it's special.
It's special.
The plan is that this will be published, and then when you have this sort of thing, it'll be a awesome little collector's item. That's the plan. And last but not least, if you are attending a convention and you get your table number ahead of time, which we did, you can make little flyers with your table number on it. So we have ours. My light is in the way, but our table is A6 126. If anyone is going to be in Calgary, that is where Ruff Step and Holly Rhiannon will be.
That's where the party's going to be.
Exactly. That'll be the party. And so we're sharing that table, but also Payveal will be there, and he will have some books and some bookmarks and stuff. So he's also partially sharing my space. So if you want to meet him, it's like a 3 for 1. I'm
doing like that Shaq thing, Shaq, like the Shaq emoji where he's like, yeah, I should do that from now on. That's my new marketing campaign, just that.
Yeah. and of course Laverne Konjerski will be across the road from us, so it'll be the awesome corner. Yeah. So we've had an intermission, and now I think we can talk about the convention experience.
Oh, it varies from year to year, really.
Yeah, I mean, there is always a time though where we're like dragging ourselves across the carpet on the way back to a hotel room. I think like there's the equivalent of that every year.
Heels. That was stupid. I'm never wearing heels again. I also don't really have heels anymore.
Everything I'm bringing to the convention is for like so that I can walk. I'm just wearing I bought a lot of cute shoes that are all flat and walkable, and like I like heels, but I'm like, nope, I'm gonna walk. Oh yeah, what we're actually doing, we're going to be at the convention for 4 days. Then we're going to Canmore for 2 days, which is going to be really awesome because we have a cool Airbnb, but also going to the Mountain Lair. So I'm excited. We're going to see Renegade Arts Entertainment, their headquarters, and I'm going to do some little interviews and stuff like that. I won't give away too much, but I'm going to do things to put on this channel, which is very exciting. And then you guys are going back, and I am staying in Calgary for a bit, and I'm going to be working on more content, and it's going to be wonderful. So I'm there for 10 days. So I've had to be very careful with my packing.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ate the sharpest tool in the shed. Wait a second. There's a fucking battery pack in here. Does he talk? He talks. How the fuck do I get to it? Okay, you guys, okay. This is Shrek. He's really nice. We sleep together.
Where did you get that?
I got it from Value Village. It was $15. I washed him, and now I love him. Okay. You better keep this in.
Yeah.
He talks. How the fuck how do I get to it? It's in here. Look at it.
Yeah.
There's a battery pack.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something in here. Okay, next week we'll figure out what's in there. I'll cut them open. Okay.
Next time on the Shaundra and Holly show, surgery on Shrek. We've veered securely off topic. Yeah, so we talked about our fashion. We talked about being tired. One thing that is hell about conventions is they are all day. They're all day, and they are also all night.
What?
Well, I mean, we're there at what were the hours? We saw the hour.
2 to I don't fucking know, man. No, 4 to 9. That's That's not an idea.
That was the first day. The first
Yeah, that's
day
the
always
first day,
starts
yeah.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now where was the actual hang on.
Yeah, the one that's like non-dumb.
Show hours. Yeah. The one that's not just like watch Q talk about being Q for 8 hours. Programming. So yeah, so Thursday it's 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. Friday is 12 p.m. till 8 p.m.
That's only 8
Saturday
hours.
is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you take that, and then we don't know how it's going to be this year with pandemic, but generally you go back to the hotel, you freshen up a bit, and then you go out, and then you do like even more networking.
Well, that's different. That's when you can drink and have a good time.
It's different, but also like think about doing a 12 plus hour day every day. So by the end of it, you're pretty exhausted.
You can't think of the afterwards like work. You got to think of it as, hey,
well,
what are you doing?
I feel like, I don't know, how would you even describe our vibe when we go into conventions? It's like going to war.
Yeah. We hit people, we slug people.
Yeah,
don't get in our path.
So we're not ashamed to admit that we are spoiled when it comes to conventions. Yeah. I grew up with conventions, so I've been to one convention where I had a normal pass and waited in line, and I will never do it again. I did it as part of work. It was not my choice, and it's never going to happen again. And I don't think you've ever had to do it.
I've never done it, and I will never do it because I know what it's like.
It's horrible. Like if you walk by at a convention, like you'll see the lineups around the block, and we will not do that. So when we go in there, we're very much like, we are a part of this show. We know what goes into this show. We have run this show before. We have photographed this show. We've done all of it. We've exhibited. We know the guests. We know the celebrities. Like we know everyone at the show basically. And so if we're trying to get somewhere, we are kind of chaotic. Like we will just put on our game face and we will like get through the crowd any way that we can, because we're on a mission. We are doing our show and we don't want any stress.
Everyone's gonna hate us after this.
I know.
Everyone.
It sounds so mean, but there was one thing that my friend Sam and I used to say when we would do conventions. We would say it's the pirate code. So whoever falls behind gets left behind. You're there, you're doing a lot of work. It's fun, but it is a lot of work because you're there, you're at a table, you're stuck at a table, you're selling your stuff, you're promoting your stuff, you're saying the same thing over and over again. And especially as an introverted artist, it's really hard to do that sometimes. And then, you go out. So it is a good, like, I don't even know how many, like 72 plus hours of socializing and marketing. So that like it is an experience. When I say the
I'll be like at
the
end of the day, between when the con ends and before we have to go out, when we're taking a bath, it'll be that meme of the skeleton with the glass of wine being like,
and you get that brief little window of just, okay, I'm gonna shower off the humanity and I'm gonna get ready, and like maybe I'll go and sit in a hot tub for a little bit if I have some time. Maybe we'll eat some food, and then you're out to do it all over again. So I have a photo of Shaundra at one show just crawling on all fours.
I wore Jeffrey Campbell's, and I don't know why I did that to myself. It was a bad idea, and I will never do that again.
Yeah, but even when you haven't done that, like we always have experiences that are kind of like that are just, don't get me wrong, it's fun. Like there's some kinds of torture that are just really fun, and like it's a bonding experience. So your whole convention group, like by the end of it, you will have great stories. Like I don't think you and I regret any of our convention experiences. Like not really. Even the worst
Maybe
ones.
A couple in Toronto.
And I would say a couple in Winnipeg. But those were more like, honestly, they're still really good stories, right? Because like there's a lot of stuff we can't talk about.
No.
Yeah, and we'll not talk about
No.
in
Namely, when
a
we were,
public forum.
yeah.
Oh, here's a good convention tip. Don't be annoying to celebrity guests.
Oh yeah.
One experience I can talk about is when we went to, was it Wizard World Chicago? And
Oh.
it was the first, and I'm pretty sure last convention that David Boreanaz ever went to. And we got in line to see him and talk to him. So we were there to meet up with some guests, and I mean that experience, I don't know, I think that, you know what, there was a certain person who was involved in that convention, that's a regret.
Especially being in a fucking 18-hour car ride with the same.
That's a regret. That's a regret.
That was not fun.
Yeah, so so we're there to work, and we were like, oh, let's go see David Boreanaz, and I thought maybe he'll be interested in coming to our show. That could be cool. By the time we got there, I knew he was not going to be interested in coming to our show because security was not doing their job. People were closing in on this man, and I have never seen someone look so terrified. He was just deer in headlights. It was his first show, and he at one point just went like back behind the curtain, because they always have a curtain behind their table, and we all looked at each other and we were like, he's not coming back.
Yep.
Like that, he's not. Like,
It's
great.
the end of the line.
That's it. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
And we started getting mad at people because there were all these people pushing, and they thought, oh, we'll yell for him and then he'll come back, because they couldn't read at all that he was stressed and like freaking out. And they were all pushing and pushing, and we wound up just saying like, back off, guys, like calm down, back off.
And then
like,
they started getting mad at us.
Yep.
And I was just like, I said a lot of profanities that day. I just gotta
Yeah.
say, like, celebrities are people. Who gives
Yeah.
a shit? Just
That's
if
the
you
thing.
like them, go and see them. Jesus Christ. Relax.
Exactly. And I've seen some like really uncomfortable things be done to
Uncomfy?
them. Yeah, very uncomfy. Tom Felton had some really weird stuff happen to him, which he was an amazing sport about. Like I haven't.
Well, he's been to a lot of conventions, right?
And yeah, and there are people who are like celebrity guests who are just really great guests because they deal with it, right? And but I still, like, I see it, and you can see the discomfort.
Yeah.
So like don't like don't bring up your fan art of Draco and Harry making out and give it to Tom Felton. Just, you know, don't.
Just don't bring any
Just
fan
don't.
fiction at all.
Yeah,
No,
like
they don't want to
you know,
see it.
They
Nobody wants to see
and
it.
like
It's always cringy.
and like
I
they'll
mean, I read fan fiction.
and like they'll be nice about it, but don't do
Nobody
it.
wants to. Don't do it.
It's very uncomfortable. And if someone looks uncomfortable, they're not a piece of meat. Just, you know, back
Don't
off.
touch them.
Give them some
Just
space. They're
Jesus
not.
Christ.
Yeah, there's a lot of that at shows, a lot of stalking of guests, and that's not cool. Because yeah, they're people. They're just people.
This is why I never want to meet people, meet celebrities at shows, because they, like, every person's a fucking freak.
Well,
So
it's
I don't
and
want them to associate me with that.
it's hard. Like there are ways. Like I really love Buffy, so I have a collection of Buffy autographs, and that's sort of my main my one thing, right? My one sort of fan thing I'll do at conventions. And I find like you just have to go up and like have a real conversation, not push it too long, and just be sane. Don't be a fan. And like I know that fan culture is a really inclusive and awesome thing for a lot of people, and I appreciate that, but like don't put your over exuberant fandom on someone who is just trying to, you know, interact with people and do their job
And make a living. Like,
yeah, because
come on.
Yeah, it can be rough. I mean, imagine like sitting through that for hours and hours. It's just, yeah.
If I ever become famous, which I highly doubt, I would never do a Comic-Con because I don't like people.
Again, as we pay to attend a Comic-Con.
It's different.
I know.
Shit. I'm selling things instead of myself. It's actually the same thing. When you come up to my table, everyone, I will be grouchy. I will.
No, you won't. You'll be good.
I want to kill you.
No, like
just take my stuff and give me money.
The thing is, like,
just need to afford like some nails. I need to like get my hair done. I just need to live. Come on.
There's this thing that you have to do as an artist, right? Where you have to fake self-confidence and sort of extroversion sometimes. And we kind of all do that, right? Because like we have our moments, we all have our extroverted moments. Generally, I have mine when I'm with you. Like we help each other with that. But as an artist, there's so many times where you're gonna have to just like put it on. And I'm sorry to people who support us who maybe think that sounds mean. It's not mean. Like we care and we love people who support us and we think it's amazing, but it's also like it also needs to be understood that a lot of artists are introverts and it's hard work for us to put ourselves out there
it takes me
and
like,
talk to people.
It's been taking me a month just to get up to this level of being like, I can handle this, I'll be fine. Because that many people, especially in the middle of a pandemic, I don't want to get COVID again. I felt like I was gonna die. Like it's gonna be weird, but hey, I'll tell a joke or two. We'll have a good time. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you'll like my stuff because that's what you're there for.
For all of our nattering, like we give people a good experience at the table. Because we do care. Like that's my main point. It's always hard because like when you talk like, oh God, people like, yes, that's true, but two things can be true at once. We appreciate people who support us, but also we're introverted and it's really hard to deal with this sometimes. And once the show is done, it's going to take us how long to recover? We'll be in hiding for a while after that, just regenerating
until like 4 p.m. when I get back.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh God, I have a to-do list of like 15 things for May 1st, the day I come back.
I have like a list probably about the same length because I have to get ready for the Mother's Day markets.
Right
when I get back, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah. What have you seen? I know you haven't done a convention as someone in Artist Alley, but you've seen enough of it. Have you seen like, what do you think the main differences are between these sort of like craft artisan markets and comic conventions?
Comic cons are really, really, you can just put up a table and sell stuff. There's no requisite for building an aesthetic. There really isn't.
Yeah.
Like you could just put your shit on a table, it's fine without a tablecloth. Whereas at markets, it's like you got to have a brand, you got to have a freaking setup. Like that's why I went overboard with the neon sign, because it's just what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And it's like I find like Comic Cons are probably really good for people just starting out, because if they have good stuff to sell, you don't need to have a storefront.
Yeah.
Like gonna call them out. Third and Bird sucks. Egg, super elitist, costs $500 to get in.
Whoa.
Yeah. And you have to have
how many people do they have walk through there?
Sunday sucks. It's like a 3-day thing. Sunday sucks.
Do they have 95,000 people?
Hell no.
Yeah. So
hell no.
Comic-Con, you get
they don't even give you a table. They don't give you a backdrop. You have to have like essentially
everything.
A storefront. It's insane.
That's wild.
Like, so I don't agree with that. I think it shouldn't be selling an aesthetic. It should be selling your art. And that is what a lot of the markets I've been to are all about, is selling an aesthetic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like that about Comic-Con, because you can just sell your art.
It is a lot more free. And I'll say, another positive thing about fan culture is that people tend to just like appreciate your artistic efforts. Because I remember when I was 14, and like I said, the stuff that I did that would sell was fan art, and like it wasn't that good. I was 14. It was okay. It wasn't that good, but people would buy it. Like people will come, and if they like you and if you talk to them and you make a connection, they'll want to support you, and that's a really cool thing. And you don't have to have like the most incredible setup. It helps. But
that's good.
yeah.
Also, like I've like the queer community with fan expo, like with the Comic Cons are pretty good. Like
Yeah.
it's very
Oh,
queer
definitely.
inclusive. So I like that.
Yeah, there's a huge range of just people and passions, and I think that's a really cool thing about Comic-Con, and I think that's one of the reasons I've always had, when it comes down to it, such a good experience, because for all the chaos and all the
It's very
hilarious
inclusive.
stories, yeah, and all the like the nightmares, like, because there's there's been a lot of good, there's been a lot of bad. In the end, like I will always love it, and I will always keep going back.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes chaotic experiences, you can bond over them. So get yourself a good convention crew, and you'll have a good convention.
Yes, exactly. I've had my convention crew for years and years, and it just gets stinkier and stinkier. It's great.
Yeah,
Stinky is a good thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching our long form conversation. I hope you were entertained, interested. I will, of course, be posting all of the information for the convention in the description down below, along with Shaundra's Etsy and Instagram. I highly recommend giving them a follow, checking out proper photos and stuff like that of their designs, because they're really, really awesome. Now, if you are interested in getting a hold of one of my limited edition books, they are convention exclusives unless you are a member of Patreon. So now would be an ideal time to join my Patreon. That will be linked below, but you can also just find me at patreon.com/HollyRhiannon. Subscriptions start as low as $1.50, and that lower tier will grant you access to the exclusives that I'm offering. There are also bundle deals, so if you want to get one of every book, one of every poster, one of every sticker, there is a discount on that. So join up, and thank you in advance for your support. If you are going to be attending Calgary, and we are at table A6126, I'll also be posting this all over social media. There will be a social media avalanche, basically, but I think it'll be really entertaining, and I think you'll enjoy it. There will be even more exclusive content on Patreon. Basically, just look out for the next couple weeks for a lot of shenanigans and cool creative stuff. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell button so you actually get notified when I post new videos. And last but not least, I hope that you are having a day that is just as wonderful as you are. Bye.